What is going on, everybody? It's me, your host, the one and only Two Toast. I got a life story for you guys today that involves me and one of my previous best friends, and it involves us being stalked. It was only for like one night, but anyways, I'll explain all that. Let's get into the story. It was just an ordinary weekend night, nothing too spectacular going on. We were riding our bicycles around like we usually do, pedaling around the neighborhood. It's probably about 8-9 o'clock, if I remember correctly. It was during the summertime. The sun had pretty much just gone down. Damn, dog, I feel like I got fucking helmet head hair right now. We were just riding our bikes around the neighborhood, and we noticed that this one black minivan had been driving around the neighborhood for quite a little while as well. The car did like stop every once in a while for about like 10 minutes. We didn't think anything of it. We just assumed that it was a car just driving around the neighborhood, maybe looking for a house or something like that. After about 15, 20, 30 minutes go by, we were kind of getting suspicious, like, okay, what's this person doing? We got an idea in our mind that the car was following us, but we weren't quite sure about it, so we decided to test that. Theory, hypothesis, one of the two. I ain't a scientist out here. I'm not good at these scientific terms and what exactly the vocabulary or the definition of them is. But we came up with this plan. We'd ride our bikes down the street a little bit and then we'd stop and just pretend that we're talking and everything like that. Now, as we did that, we noticed that the minivan that was following us would also stop when we stopped. We couldn't see inside the car. It was way too dark, and we were too far away from it. The only way we'd be able to see into the car is if we were like right directly on top of it. Every time we stopped, the car stopped. And every time we took a corner, the car took that same corner. We were getting a little suspicious, so one time we did try walking up to the car being like, "What's up, bruh? What's up? Like, what's going on here?" But every time we tried to walk up to the car would just drive off. We were like, okay, that's a bit weird. Especially for the type of neighborhood that it was a little sketchy. We decided, like, okay, we need to ditch this car somehow. The whole situation was just feeling way too weird, not getting a good vibe in the pit of your stomach. It was just one of those feelings. It's like, something is off here. And we had no idea why or for what reason this car would be following us. Just two fucking teenagers. I think we were like 14 at the time, just like 14, 15. Two 14 and 15-year-olds riding around on bicycles. We were doing nothing wrong. It's not like we were over here vandalizing shit. We weren't over here fucking ding-dong ditching, which I do have some good stories for you guys about ding-dong ditching. So if anyone's watching this right now and wants to hear some of those stories, put it in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to tell some of those stories, man. Anyways, we weren't doing anything like that. We weren't being little juvenile delinquents. After we decided to come up with a plan to ditch this car, we go ahead, we speed down the road. We're fucking Sonic, bro. We are. Zoom. We are gone. Our little legs are going zzz, you know? They're fucking booking it. And we made it around this one corner that was leading to my grandma's house, and we managed to dip into the garage before the car was able to see where exactly we went. After we got into my grandma's house, I decided to tell my mom or my grandma, maybe both, I can't specifically remember, it's been quite a while. I told either one of them or both just what was going on, and as we were talking about that, we ended up seeing the minivan drive past the house. We were like, that's the car right there, that's been fucking following us for 30 minutes about. One of them decides to go out and up to the car and be like, what's going on? Why are you following these kids? Like, they're not doing anything wrong. What possible reasoning could you have? Her excuse for saying that she was not stalking us or following us was due to the fact that she was driving around the neighborhood trying to get her baby to fall asleep, and every time that we stopped, she was feeding her baby. It was dark, but it wasn't dark enough to the point where, like, because we did at one point drive past the car. That was our plan. We waited and then we drove as fast as we could right, like, right by the car, so the car would have to turn around or go around the block. Couldn't just continue going straight or nothing. So we went right past the car, and there was absolutely no child in that car. She wasn't leaning over to feed the child. She was just sitting in the driver's seat, just watching us, man. Like, that's all it was. Just being really sketchy and everything like that. This lady was actually married to a sheriff officer of the town. I guess because she was married to a sheriff, she just assumed that that authority got passed down to her. She was just looking for some excuse to have some power, some control over something. It seemed like that was what she told either my grandma or my mom. Apparently what she ended up doing was pretty much by her lonesome starting up a neighborhood watch program that nobody was aware of in that neighborhood. She pretty much just took the liberty of herself to go ahead and start that up by herself just because her husband was a sheriff. Like, I get it, but come on, man, you can't just be out here watching like 14, and we could have even possibly been 13. Honestly, I have no idea. It was back in middle school. I just don't remember what grade it really was. So, like, probably like 12, 13, 14 years old, somewhere in that age group. This wasn't the only one and only encounter that we had with her. The other one was just, it was more of an annoying thing because we knew who it was by that point, and we were just kind of like, eh. Like, alright, what the fuck ever. But, yeah, guys, nothing really too crazy went down. We just fucking felt really sketched out. Ended up going back to the house for the night. Anyways, guys, this has been your host, Two Toast, and until the next one, guys, peace.